What happens when the world ends, and the only hero left standing is Deadpool? In Night of the Living Deadpool, the merc with a mouth wakes up to a silent apocalypse. The streets empty, the city's dead, and the world crawling with talking zombies. It's dark, it's twisted, and somehow it's still hilarious. Today, we dive into one of the weirdest, bloodiest, and surprisingly emotional zombie stories Marvel has ever told. Grab your chimichangas. This is Night of the Living Deadpool. And if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Deadpool wakes up from what feels like an incredibly long nap, the kind that hits after one too many tacos, only to realize something's very, very wrong. All around him, the place is a wreck. Plates shattered, food spilled everywhere, and not a single soul in sight. Confused, he calls out, "Where is everybody? Hello? Garcon? Check, please." But there's no answer. Instead, he finds a note taped to the door. It reads, "Dear Mr. Deadpool, you have been a loyal and reliable customer. Although your tipping leaves something to be desired, we could not wake you from your slumber as we fled. But we have locked the doors. Hopefully that will keep you safe." Safe? Safe from what? Stepping out into the street, Deadpool is greeted by nothing. Total silence. No people, no traffic, just a dead, empty city. He looks down and spots a newspaper headline. The Dead Walk? Must be a joke, he thinks. Still, he starts wandering the city, calling out for survivors. Anybody out there? But only silence answers back. Eventually, Deadpool spots someone, a lone figure approaching in the distance. "You shouldn't be here," the man warns as he gets closer. Then suddenly, he lunges. Deadpool barely manages to shove him away before the man sinks his teeth into him. In classic Wade fashion, he draws his swords and decapitates the attacker. Then, just to be sure, he pulls a gun to finish the jobs. "Out here?" says a raspy voice. "Don't, they'll hear you." Deadpool, confused and still annoyed, replies, "Who's gonna hear? There's nobody here." But he spoke too soon. Behind him, a swarm of undead emerges. Hundreds of zombies, all muttering strange, semi-coherent things. It's not just a zombie horde. They talk. Which, let's face it, is somehow way creepier. Deadpool fights back, slashing and shooting like only he can. Heads roll, limbs fly, but there are too many. Eventually, he's forced to make a run for it. Just when it looks like he's about to be overwhelmed, a truck screeches around the corner. The people inside unleash a hail of bullets, mowing down zombies and clearing a path. Deadpool leaps into the back, and the group speeds off. They're survivors, possibly the last ones left. Inside the truck are two kids, a big guy named RP, an elderly woman, and a man who's been bitten and is clearly not doing great. The group explains that Deadpool might actually be the last superhero alive on Earth. Together, they begin searching for a safe place to hide. But everywhere they go, malls, farms, cabins, amusement parks, bars, even prisons, it's all overrun. No matter where they turn, the dead are already there. Eventually, while scavenging through some ruins, the wounded man loses control. He turns into a zombie and attacks the elderly woman right there in the truck. Deadpool is forced to put both of them down, his blades once again doing the grim work no one else can. Time passes. 2 long months of constant running and searching. Finally, they find a spot that's safe enough to rest. It's not much, but it'll do. They pitch a tent, take a breather, and share their last granola bar. Deadpool, in an uncharacteristically tender moment, gives his portion to the kids. Then, for the first time in what feels like forever, he closes his eyes and sleeps. That night, Deadpool was jolted awake by a loud crash. The 2 kids he had been traveling with were gone. Concerned, he searched for them, only to discover the horrifying truth. They had been attacked and turned into zombies. The kids, now part of the undead horde, lunged at Deadpool and tore into his neck. Bleeding and heartbroken, Deadpool managed to overpower them. He apologized softly before putting them down for good. It was a painful moment, another reminder that, once again, he was completely alone in a world falling apart. Deadpool resumed his lonely journey, eventually making his way to Virginia. There, he stumbled upon a small survivor camp, a rare sight in a world ruled by the undead. For a while, it seemed like he had finally found a safe haven. But of course, peace never lasts long when Deadpool's around. A group of heavily armed older women showed up, clearly not with friendly intentions. They had plans to tear down this sanctuary, but Deadpool wasn't about to let that happen. He sprang into action, taking them down with his usual blend of chaos and precision, protecting the people inside. After the dust settled, Deadpool finally entered the community. But what he found inside shook him even more than the zombies. One of the people hiding there? A scientist from AIM, the same shady organization behind countless world-threatening schemes. And as it turned out, this scientist had been part of the team responsible for creating the zombie virus, using Deadpool's own blood. That revelation hit hard. Before Deadpool could fully process the horror, something started to change inside him. The virus was affecting him too. His healing factor kept him alive. But it couldn't stop the infection from taking hold. He began to lose control, lashing out and attacking the innocent people in the camp. He vomited violently, his body in full revolt. When he finally came to his senses, the damage had already been done. Everyone around him had been infected. And worse, it was because of him. Devastated but determined, Deadpool made a brutal choice. He destroyed every last zombie in the camp, including the scientist who had started it all. Then, he set the entire place ablaze. But he wasn't done yet. Deadpool set off to find the source of the virus, the place where it had all begun. He was going to end this, one way or another. Armed only with the severed head of the scientist, which he used as a makeshift flashlight, Deadpool sliced his way through waves of zombies until he reached the heart of the operation. There, he found it. A massive tank of something called Deadpool juice, the very substance that started the outbreak. He drank it all, and that's when things got really weird. Deadpool realized something bizarre was happening. Every zombie that bit him started to turn into him. One by one, they all transformed, not into regular undead, but into copies of Deadpool himself. An entire undead army, now made up of Deadpools. And that's the wild, tragic, and completely insane journey of Deadpool in Night of the Living Deadpool. A twisted tale of loneliness, guilt, and way too many versions of Wade Wilson. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's more crazy comic book chaos waiting in the next video. Catch you then.